true. Okay, so it's a chemical change because new substance is formed here, so that's why it is true here. So next one more question we left here, eighth one, that is iron and rust are the same substances. Are they same substances? No. So iron is a metal, okay, whereas rust is the layer of brownish substance which is formed in the iron. So hence iron and rust are not same, they are different substances. So rust is the layer formed on the iron because of the accumulation of moisture and water on it. Okay, so that we call it as rust is an ferrous oxide, Fe2O3 we say. Okay, yes, let's go for the next question number 3 here, that is to fill in the blanks for the following statements. Later on we will go for the question answers. Simple, let's go very fast. So when carbon dioxide is passed through a lime water, it turns milky due to the formation of, when you pass carbon dioxide gas to a freshly prepared lime water test tube, so then it turns into milky. So why? Because it is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Keep it in mind, it is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Because so carbon dioxide CO2 plus lime water means CaO. Okay, CO2 plus CaO together, what forms there? Calcium carbonate, CaCO3 is formed. Okay, second question, the chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. So chemical name of baking soda that we use in our day-to-day life, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is a base. Okay, yes, next. So two methods by which rusting of iron can be prevented are dash and dash. So first thing is that you can avoid it by painting it. Okay, by painting a coat of paint or a grease, applying it on the iron articles, or by galvanization, applying a zinc layer or any other metal like chromium. So that galvanization and painting both are very much necessary to prevent the rusting process. So galvanization as well as painting. So next one, D one, changes in which only dash properties of a substance change are called physical changes. So if you want to say that the physical change has happened, then changes will happen only in the dash properties of substance, of the given substance. Which properties? Physical properties, means there is a change, there may be a change in the its size or shape or in its state, solid to gas, gas to liquid, like that. So in any physical properties change, then such a change is called physical change. So changes in which new substances are formed are called dash changes. Which change it is? Chemical change. Okay, let's go for the question answers now. So question number 4 here, why baking soda is mixed with the lemon juice, bubbles are formed with the evolution of gas? So which type of reaction change is it? Explain. See here, it's quite simple here. So when baking soda, when it is mixed, baking soda is nothing but sodium hydrogen carbonate, just now I told you. So when it is mixed with the lemon juice, which is an acid, okay, this is baking soda is base, lemon juice is acid. Which acid is present in lemon juice? That is citric acid. So suddenly what happens there? There is a formation of bubbles. Okay, bubbles are formed. So these bubbles, they are formed due to the what? Evolution of carbon dioxide gas. When an acid and base are combined together here, so neutralization reaction takes place. So hence the bubbles start coming out. So the bubbles are formed. So these bubbles are formed due to the what? Evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so this is an example for chemical change, because one more new substance is formed by combining baking soda and lemon juice, citric acid. So that is new substance formed is carbon dioxide gas is the formed here. Hence it is new substance is formed. Hence it is a chemical change. So in this change, what happens here? The citric acid which is present in the lemon juice combines with the sodium hydrogen carbonate and forms a and leads to a evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so hence let us explain it with the chemical equation. Lemon juice, that is present, citric acid is present, plus sodium hydrogen carbonate which is present in the baking soda, together forms carbon dioxide gas with some other substances here. So let's go for the question number 5 here. So when candle burns, both physical and chemical changes takes place. So identify these changes. Which are those physical and chemical changes? Both happened in the same reaction. And give another example in which which is familiar with the same which is mentioned now. So both physical and chemical changes should take place in that. Such example you have to give here. First you explain about the candle burning. See, so when a candle burns, both physical and chemical changes takes place. Both change will takes place. How it is? So you can ask the question. Simple. See, how it is physical change means you are going to melt the wax. Okay, so wax is going to be melted. So earlier wax is solid. When you are burning it, at that time the wax is going to be melt, means liquid form. So solid to liquid, it's a physical change or not? Change in the state or not? This is one. So this is example for physical change. So at the same time, chemical change also takes place. How it is? Burning of wax. Here already we studied the chemical properties. Heat is produced, heat is produced, or light is produced, or radiations are absorbed or given off, or sound is produced, change in the smell takes place. These are all, there are many properties that we have discussed about the chemical change, right? So burning of wax leads to what? There is a production of sound, there is a production of light, at the same time small amount of heat, hence this is not a chemical change. Yes, so that is another example of reaction in which both physical and chemical change takes place, that is eating of our food. Okay, so here also both physical and chemical change takes place simultaneously. How it is? See how physical change occurs here. So when you are eating the food, you will just take a bite and put it into your mouth. So earlier it is bigger piece of food. So after when it reaches a small intestine, it has reached into a kaib, means small, when you put any fruit into a mixer, and after putting into the mixer 3 to 5 minutes, when you make it to rotate, at that time it is converted into a juicy like structure. Okay, at the same time, so it becomes a juicy structure, ball like structure. Okay, so the breakdown of larger food materials into smaller particles, it's a physical change. Okay, change in the size and shape. Whereas chemical change, how it takes place? Digestion of food. See, large food item is converted into smaller pieces of food. They change in the shape and size. At the same time, many juices are added to it. Okay, so hence there is a change in many properties. Okay, hence it is also a chemical change. So now let's go for a question number 6 here. How do you show that setting of the curd is a chemical change? So you are making the curd. Setting of curd is done with help of milk, right? So once the curd is formed, are we able to get the milk again? Are we able to re-obtain the milk? It's not. So hence it is irreversible change, right? And at the same time, so both milk and curd have different properties. So hence, since their properties are different, so it's an example for chemical change. So setting of curd is a chemical change because their properties are also different, and once the curd is formed from the milk, it is again cannot be re-obtained. That's why it is a chemical change. So next question is, why? Explain why burning of wood and cutting of food into smaller pieces are considered as two different types of changes. So for that, again we will come back to that concept here, physical change and chemical change. See, let's observe here. So when we burn the wood, what happens here? There is a production of heat and light. Okay, when you burn the wood, automatically there is a formation of heat and formation of smoke and production of light also. So since new substance is formed here, that is coal. So coal is formed here. When you burn the wood, the new substance called coal is formed. Therefore, it's a chemical change. Then how it is physical change? So when you cut the wood, what happens? Only the log of wood is converted into smaller pieces. Only the shape and size of the wood is changed into smaller pieces. Okay, hence it is no new substance is formed. Hence it is also a physical change. Okay, question number 8 here. Describe how crystals of copper sulfate are prepared. Simple. So crystals of copper sulfate are obtained by the process of crystallization. So this process is as follows. How it can be done, crystallization? See, you have to take a small amount of water. Okay, so a cupful amount of water you have to take in a beaker and add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the beaker. Okay, so now the water is then now heated. Go on heating the water now along with the sulfuric acid. So dilute sulfuric acid. So later on, when it is getting heated at the same time, so when it starts boiling, so after heating it start boiling, at the time go on adding the copper sulfate powder. Okay, so go on adding the copper sulfate powder along with stirring. You have to go on stirring it as well as go on adding the copper sulfate powder. So till when you have to go on adding the copper sulfate powder and go on stirring? So copper sulfate powder should be added on till the solution reaches the saturity, or solution becomes saturated, means no more amount of copper sulfate powder can be dissolved in the given solution. Till then you have to continue adding that into the solution. So hence it is now filtered into another china dish. Now you just have to pass it and filter it in another china dish and allow it to cool. Now leave it for cooling. So after some time the solution should be kept undisturbed, so don't touch that one, keep it undisturbed. So after some time slowly the crystals of copper sulfate are formed here, separated out here from the solution. So this is how copper sulfate crystals can be formed here. So next one, explain how painting of an iron gate prevents it from rusting. See, the question is very simple here. So you can explain here how painting of iron gate prevents it from rusting. Already we have studied. So rusting of iron can be prevented by three methods. One is by avoiding in contact with moisture and oxygen present in the atmosphere. Another one is applying a coat of paint or a grease. Third one is galvanization. So here what happened here, so they have used the method of painting here. So rusting of any iron articles is helped, or it is going to be taken place only by the addition of moisture or water and oxygen present in the atmosphere. Okay, by painting on the iron gate, what you are going to do, you prevent it from coming in contact with the air and moisture, these iron articles present in the atmosphere. So you are going to avoid, or you are going to prevent its contact with the air and moisture present in the atmosphere. Okay, hence the rusting can be stopped or prevented. So here last question number 10 is there. So anaerobic bacteria digest animal waste and produce biogas. Am I right? Yes, change it is. And the biogas is then burnt as fuel. Yes, by using a biogas, we are burning it as a fuel. Biogas can be used as a fuel. So look at the following statements which are given here. So choose the correct one. So first one they are given, process A only is a chemical change. Process B is only a chemical change. Which one is correct? Both process A and B are correct. None of these changes is a chemical change. Both are not a chemical change. So which is your correct answer? Yes, both process A and B both are chemical change, because the anaerobic bacteria converts the waste food materials into what? A useful substance. Okay, waste food material is converted into biogas. It's a chemical change. Okay, waste food material is solid and is finally converted into biogas by the action of anaerobic bacteria. Okay, in absence of oxygen. So whereas this biogas is again converted into fuel, gaseous form, vapor form. So that's also a change in the substance. So hence there is new substance is formed. So hence both are chemical changes. So dear students, I hope you have understood this exercise part of today's class. So I tried better to make you understand these question answers. So dear students, write down these question answers of the exercise part of this physical and chemical chain in your notebook systematically. And I am going to give you the open text assessment on this lesson, okay, for 15 marks. So be prepared with this, and evening I am going to take up that. Thank you and have a nice day.